Okay, can everyone see it? Okay. So, hello, my name is Jackie Rojas, and the my sorry, I'm a rising senior, and my majors are currently chemistry and religious studies, and my minor is Italian. Um, I've been involved with Student Diversity Board as a member during freshman year, and during sophomore and junior year, I've collaborated with them with different events, especially through clubs like La Fuerza, uh, Better Together Club, and through campus ministry. And the positions I'm interested in are either vice president or secretary. So my interest and motivation for being part of SDB is I really want to be part of an organization on campus that is constantly working towards enhancing the St. Mary's experience for the community. I think SDB is a really big part of enhancing that whole experience for the entire community. And I'm always deeply motivated to create a hospitable and inclusive community on campus and beyond. And I think that if we are able to work to do that on campus, it allows us and our students and faculty and staff to carry that out into the world. And I'm also very interested in sharing my culture with others and learning about other cultures as well. So I'm from El Paso, Texas, and our community is like mostly Hispanic. So I never really knew what it was like to be a Hispanic in like a minority environment. And so just St. Mary's has really allowed me to learn so much about other cultures, like different Polish and Irish cultures that are, or traditions that are very prominent in like the Midwest that I had no idea about, and also just gave me the opportunity to share my own culture with others who shared these events with me as well. And so just that's a really big motivation for me, because I know that the more that we continue to learn and get to encounter other people, the more we become more accepting and welcoming of others. And I think SDB is a big part of that on campus and will allow students to be able to carry that out as well into the world. My main goals are, again, to continue to create hospitable, inclusive community on campus, as well as develop awareness and involvement. And I think that these really work hand in hand. Just developing more awareness, just letting students know that SDB is a board and what we do. And in that way, once they have this awareness, getting them more involved and be able to retain that student interest and involvement. And I think also doing this with faculty and staff and administrators is a big part, because if students are able to see how engaged faculty and staff is, and administrators like our main leaders on campus, and I think that this will allow them to also be more interested and involved with SDB. And finally, the last goal is just developing better relationships all across the board with different clubs and organizations and boards on campus. I think that, so I've been part of campus ministry, I've been really involved, and I've seen it like both ways, where maybe SDB hasn't really reached out to campus ministry and they missed out on helping in some way, or campus ministry like missed the opportunity to invite SDB on something. And so I think that just developing these relationships from the ground up will allow us to have a greater impact on campus. Experiences I have had, so I've been part of the board of La Fuerza. I've served as secretary and vice president, and I've also been part of the Better Together Club, which is the interfaith club on campus, and I helped co-found the club, and I've served as secretary. And these two positions and experiences have really allowed me to know the work that goes to being part of different boards of campus, of clubs, and see the work that secretaries have to do of being really there all the time, really motivating students to participate and showing them why it's important to participate in different things. And I think I have just really good experience in that aspect. And also I've been involved in campus ministry and worked as an intern in different positions in the administrative side of things, like creating flyers, posting flyers, communicating with students. And I've also served as a mass coordinator. And my most recent position was administrative assistant in McCandless Hall. And I think this position has really allowed me to grow a lot, because it's kind of like a mini example of what SDB is, because the RAs and the hall director and the MAs are responsible for the building and making it work and helping it be a cohesive community, united. And I think SDB is kind of that for St. Mary's, but at a bigger, with a bigger range. And just this position has allowed me to really see how people have certain demands or concerns, and how we're able to navigate meeting those demands and concerns with the students. And finally, I've worked as a co-chair for the committee that's working to develop a mural on campus. And this has allowed me the opportunity to work with the adults in our community, because I'm the only student in the committee, and just this experience has allowed me to see how it's like to communicate with other adults. And my leadership style, I would define it as diplomatic. I'm always aiming to creating a more harmonious environment, a peaceful environment. And one of the main things is really developing personal bonds with all the members of a team, because they'll allow me to guide them objectively and subjectively, just knowing who they are as a person and what moves them. I'm also able to really well be able to see all sides of a situation, which allows me to help when situations of conflict arise, to just help fix those situations. And I'm also a really good active listener, which allows me to speak actively. And what I mean by this is I'm really able to listen to all sides of the situation, understand what people are trying to get across, so that when I speak and express how we're going to move forward with things, everyone feels that they're being heard, even if their own personal desires on something isn't really being pushed in that direction. Just letting them know that even though we're not going with what they said, that they're a valued member of this team and they're being heard. And finally, I just tend to really lead through example and just help others to be able to develop their own leadership skills as well. So gracias for listening.